And we are back from the break. The party has returned to the canoes from investigating that ruin on the cliff, and they are continuing on. You got a few more hours to go before camping. And you've definitely been noticing that the trees and undergrowth are getting denser and denser. So it's going to get harder and harder to find a good camping spot. While you're going, is there any extra steps that you want to take to look for such a thing?
I think we should try to look for the most cleared out space as possible. We've just had bad luck with trees falling on us.
Well, that's what I'm kind of getting at, is that there's fewer and fewer of those.
I think we might have to clear our own space, at least partially.
Yeah.
Could we brace the trees?
You said
Really
the
slow their descent. Sorry.
You said the northern. Sorry, go on.
That would depend on a lot of things, whether you can think of some way to do it. Sorry, go ahead, Braxon.
You said the northern cliffs were slowly coming back down to ground level. Was there any clearance on that side of the river?
Once it comes down to ground level, then that'll open up the possibilities, but right now there isn't.
Okay.
I will say
it's still quite a high cliff at the moment.
Yeah. What was that, Lankas?
I was about to say it wouldn't be too hard. Like it wouldn't be too hard to prevent them from falling on us, because all we have to do is prevent them from falling in our direction. They can fall in any direction as long as it's not towards us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Wouldn't that involve cutting them down though? Or half cutting them down at least.
I mean,
Which is just as bad.
how much rope we got? Do we have any pittons? Because we can just like.
I do have pittons. I only have 10, but
You are of course forgetting that the chances of the trees falling on top of us naturally is really small.
Yeah.
Wow, as long as you're not stupid about it. But,
the reason why these trees have fallen on top of us is because of the forest.
Yeah, but
like Finn has said, that the trees shouldn't have fallen in these situations.
Yeah,
it's better than being in a cave.
And/or biggest trees. Oh, yeah, are there any caves nearby? That would work too.
Well, no, I don't want the cave falling in on us. That's
that
worse.
Considering that we've seen the cliff be broken down by the entity, I think a cave is not something that we would want at the moment.
Understood.
Oh. So you haven't seen any caves in the cliff face, no.
Mm-hmm. I think the best is that best we can do is to look the best possible area that we can clear out ourselves.
Okay. Well, if you think of anything in particular, when it's time to camp, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I do have the thought of, you drive pittons into the tree on two sides and that are like 45 degrees from each other, and make it so that way, and then plant more like stakes in the ground, so that way if it falls, it shouldn't fall in that direction. Well, no, but then it still has a base. You need 3 points to make that work. Anyway, I'll think about it.
Okay.
I think you'd have to be
wonderful having a tinker gnome.
I think you'd have to be partially making the tree fall away from you in order to protect you. Yeah, but so
you need something solid.
What I'm saying is, if you're doing that, you're already making it so that the tree is going to fall over. You're already really killing the tree. You might as well just chop the tree down, because otherwise it's going to fall down anyway. Well, you're
Not
making it so
necessarily.
you're trying to make the tree unstable in one direction, away from us. Right?
Point, actually.
No, the idea is that if there is a fall, if it does fall, it should like not fall like forward. It should fall to the side. Is what I'm trying to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
And
but
then you
this
could do that
thing's-
so it's to the side of our camp. So it faces
Where-
the camp.
This thing's been using unnatural forces to push the trees towards us anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
So-
really good chance that it's just going to rip out the rope or pittons or whatever we use. So, but
Mhm.
it's still a thought.
Yeah, if we
It's
need to,
something, it's something we could try at least, see if it works.
I mean, you
if-
could probably like, I would say like stone shape around it to give it a stronger base or reinforcing, but that requires Solas or Finn to have that spell.
honestly, if we need to chop trees down in order to save the forest, they will grow back after we've gone.
Yeah, we can always plant trees and
Yeah,
you know, as long as they're not destroying the forest, as it were.
I do appreciate though the gnome thinking of the mechanical side of things. At some point, that is going to be quite useful.
Okay. So as you travel down the river, you do hear a loud hissing sound from the southern shore. And looking over there, you do see a pair of very large reptiles watching you intently from the forest. These creatures are large enough that they could easily swallow most of you whole. Maybe not Darrakar, but most of you.
Are they giant snakes or
No,
giant
they're lizards of some sort. You can see their legs,
Okay.
but they
They're
are
on all
eyeing you
four?
hungrily. But they apparently don't want to swim out to you.
Right.
You are able to pass them by.
How long until we need to camp?
So at this point, you're looking at another hour or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Hopefully
hope
that-
we got. Let's hope we got enough distance to those lizards.
Yeah.
So by this point, the northern shore, the cliff face is no more than like 10 feet high. It is, you know, there are places where you can scramble up to the top of that, like, and too much longer, and there's not going to be any cliff face at all, kind of thing.
So
think-
we could potentially camp on the northern shore at this moment.
I think we should camp on the northern shore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we will have to most likely clear the campsite ourselves.
Okay, so
Meaning-
as it is getting close to time to camp, you're definitely not seeing anything, any good spots that would be worth camping in. Finn, you also don't think that create campsite's going to work anymore. Like the area of effect is just too reduced at this point.
Okay, so we set up our own stuff.
Does
I mean,
Finn
once
spot any place that we could clear out? Since I'm fully expecting we have to chop down some trees.
Or at least some foliage.
Hey, silly question, but is Solas's rabbit any good at flattening plants?
Not really. It only digs.
It's digging.
Yeah, it only digs.
I'm just getting this imagination of this rabbit just hungrily eating plants around
It's
it.
not a real rabbit. It doesn't eat.
I know it's not a real rabbit,
No,
but
it's
like
for the illusion.
It only digs,
Yeah.
not
I
cut
I
down
know.
the trees.
If
I
you,
know, but
if you dug out where the roots are on trees on one
Yeah.
side,
So yeah, you could
probably get the
either
tree to tip over.
Either loosen the ground so that it tips that way, or actually, like, you could undermine the trees so that you collapse them on your own rather than letting them collapse on their own.
Yeah.
You could do one of those with the rabbit, yeah.
I mean, it just depends on how many trees are in the area, because I'm not sure we have enough rope to make it worthwhile, because you would have to do the pitting idea quite far up a tree to prevent it from just slipping out of the hoop.
We don't have to worry about that if the rabbit's doing it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, part of the problem is underbrush, though.
Yeah, but like if the rabbit undermines the underbrush, can we not just follow it around and?
Well, what I mean is, like, you need to clear out underbrush, and then and worrying about the trees is a secondary thing. Like, there are two things that you need to do to make a campsite at this point.
Okay.
Clear out the underbrush, and do something about the trees. So, two separate issues, basically.
Is Behemoth any good at knocking down plants?
No.
No more than
I
you.
think we just need to hack them up.
Okay.
I mean, he could dig a hole, but I don't think he's any good at, like, clearing plant life. So, like, it's not like he's got scythes for paws or claws or whatever.
No, I was just thinking.
Well, he is a giant wolf.
Or teeth like a beaver.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess Braxon's going to hack down some plants when we get to where we're going.
That gives me an idea. Maybe at some point I'll create a character with a beaver as a companion.
Ranger with a beaver.
So, what are you guys looking at? Just hacking plants away? It will take a while.
Yeah. Well, we haven't got a choice, have we?
I mean, the crate campsite
take some time.
can still be used to set things up if it can't use clearing. Use it for the clearing part.
So the radius is reduced to such a point that it doesn't have the space to set up the tent at this point.
Well, I assume the same thing's happening with my circle of privacy.
That works differently. So you're not sure. You're casting it normally, maybe it is reduced, but you're not sure.
I wonder if you could test the boundaries of it with detect magic, seeing where you detect it from.
I mean, it either works or it doesn't work. Like, and it definitely works, but there's an element of
all the sounds and stuff are muted, so we know when the sounds are no longer muted as we keep walking out as making like a constant sound. And we know the boundary.
It's not done. It's a subtle thing.
Yeah.
Question, Ord. Just for like flavor's sake, if Braxon throws his axe at his axe of returning at a plant, does it come back?
Yeah, but you're not really, like, it's unlikely to cut plants. Like, it's not gonna, like, chop through them like you see a saw blade in a movie or something like that. The plants are just gonna bend away from it.
Fair enough. I'm just thinking
you would need to hold the plant and hack, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah. No, I get that. I'm just thinking Braxon will basically go around with the stick of money and buttons, mostly as a flaming sword, like either sawing stuff or setting light to all the leaves and stuff to get rid of them, and
creating
then
a forest fire. Understood.
Well, people keep telling me
they remember this.
People keep telling me they can put forest fires out easily.
So right, but so that's the thing is, like, if you want to burn part of it away, then you probably don't want to do that like willy-nilly and then just like say expect the other people who can do that, who can put things out, to just be ready to do that if you haven't set it up. Like,
all right. Would there be an advantage to us setting light to some of this stuff?
I would say that it's generally an all or nothing thing. Either you want to burn a clearing or you want to hack a clearing. It's kind of like one or the other. There's no real point in doing a mixture. Because if you're going to burn the stuff, then you're going to be looking at spells to put out the fire, and you might as well just use that to make it quicker. And that's going to be the thing. Burning is going to be faster, hacking is going to be slower.
Okay, should we have a vote on whether we burn it or hack it?
We don't necessarily have the equipment to hack it, to be fair.
Swords and axes. Swords and axes will work just fine.
Swords, axes, and knives.
Yeah.
I need to get some bombs.
As long as we have control over it, I vote burning because I don't think we should be at this for too long.
How does Finn feel as the druid?
If we can keep it controlled, burning is a renewal for a forest.
So do you have ideas on how to keep it controlled?
Well, we need to set up a fire break.
Okay, so do you want to have some people set up the fire break and then Braxon using his sword to burn stuff away?
That's probably the best way to go about it.
Okay.
I'll help set up the fire break.
And Solas, do you have an ice storm ready just in case things go badly?
Yeah, I have one ice storm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'll assist too.
I have a flaming dagger and a frosty dagger. Tiny little thing.
Yeah, so I mean, if you make a torch, if you use that axe, that will work. That's all fine. Okay, so
Hey Braxon. Did someone find out what that? Did someone do detect magic on that helmet that you're wearing at the moment?
Well, we know it's magical.
Yeah. Did you know what school of sphere is? Because I'm wondering it might let you peer into people's thoughts and stuff if you tried it. I mean, if we had a school of sphere, we might have an idea of what it might do. I mean, Solas can do it for free on his rod.
Okay, but does
the
the
rod does not give you school and sphere.
Oh, it doesn't?
Rod is just pure detect magic.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. People just didn't know whether it was evil or not, so I thought I'd just wear it and see what happens.
You haven't had any detrimental effects that you're aware of yet. So there is that.
Well, people don't know that you've not been sending me private notes telling me to do something stupid.
That's true.
Can you read Elvish?
Like last time. I think reading and writing was per language, so no.
Yeah, I'll put the helmet on, see if you can read some of my notes in my without your ring that allows you to study languages off people. See if the helmet does it. You might as well do a little bit of testing. It might let you read languages.
Why don't we clear
after we got the camp set up? Yes.
Yeah. All right. So with about an hour's work, you can clear space away and have enough space to set up the campsite. And you're also Solas, you have Leoman's tiny hut again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have it again. I will also use the rabbit to help where I can with creating the campsite, but it's not going to be extremely useful.
Okay. That will work pretty well to do a fire break. I will say that.
Yeah, for that I think it is the best use for it.
Yeah. So you do clear space away. Now, through the process of doing that, let me see.
I also have my rod ready in case there's surprises.
Yep. All right. So Braxon and Lafdul. Lafdul, you're using the dagger to help clear?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're doing that, both of you find your at some point step onto the ground, and the ground just kind of collapses beneath you into a little hole or sinkhole, and you both twist your ankles during that. So you'd be limping going forward unless you guys have some measure.
Would a good berry cure that?
Goodberry will not do that. A cure wounds spell might.
Hey, I've got regeneration, so I'll be fine.
This is a strain, it's not damage.
Oh, come on.
Regeneration will not restore that any faster than normal.
Did you say a cure wound spell might work?
Yeah.
Finn will cast a cure light on both of them.
Okay. All right. So no hit points
Thank
are
you.
regained from that, but yeah, that will cure the sprain on both of you.
Oh, thank you. I did take more healing spells for once, actually. I figured that would actually be more important in case some of our healers can't get our spells back.
So Finn, real fast, you find no reason for the ground to have collapsed. And it's not like a big collapse. It's not like a cave. It's just like the size would be about the size of like if you stepped on an animal burrow that collapsed. But you're not finding an animal burrow there.
Oh. I wonder if the more we're fighting nature, the more nature's fighting back. So if we don't do anything to harm nature, nature won't do anything back. We should test that theory one day.
It was throwing trees at us and we're coming to...
Yeah, but we
protect
were
the thing.
casting spells that were affecting the landscape.
It was the trees were falling on us even when we were just rowing our canoes.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Alright.
we're with the druid, and we're specifically coming here to protect the forest.
It's a case of hostile nature rather than normal nature.
Yeah. Something's bad is corrupting nature, I think.
Only a druid that's been corrupted or something powerful.
Well, we'll find out, and we'll sort it out, and then the woods will be all nice, and then the fishermen won't be scared of them anymore.
Okay. All right. So, what do you guys? Okay, so you've cleared out the space. You can set up the tent and other spells. Lankas has the idea about the trees. There was some other ideas about the trees that you had. Unfortunately, you've used the rabbit for the fire break, so you can't use the rabbit to dig out under any of the trees.
Burning is easier and more efficient, time efficient, and resource efficient.
Well, you've burned enough space to set up the camp, but now you still have to worry about the trees.
Oh, yeah. Well, my idea would still work, but it would just take a lot of resources.
Does anyone have
I'm not sure we have that much rope and pittance.
any
How
other
far
ideas, or
from
does
the-
anyone want to do that? Like, try to identify what trees might be the most likely to fall?
How far from the river are we?
Probably about 40 feet.
Interesting.
Do you have an idea?
Yeah, Finn's going to cast a watery fist.
Okay.
and he's going to have it either strike or try to pull down the trees away from the camp.
All right. Does it say anything specifically about being used against structures or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Let me take a quick look at it. All right.
How far away was that? It's 10 feet plus 1 foot a level.
Yeah, 10 feet plus 1 foot per caster level.
Oh, I read that wrong. Never mind then.
Yeah.
If it was yards, then...
For some reason, I read it as 10 feet per caster level.
How much water
no
do you need for that spell?
For a pool, 10 feet in diameter and 2 feet deep.
Okay, that's too much that fish could provide.
Well, we could maybe use water skins or something to
the
bring
fish
water
can
over.
provide 60 gallons minus the topping the party members of.
Okay,
We'd also have to dig out the pond, so.
Well, we do have the fire break that we dug with the rabbit.
Which is like a channel, but the water would flow all the way around equally.
I was going to say, water doesn't become 2 feet deep on level ground.
Yeah, no, you would need to dig a big hole, and you already use the rabbit to.
Yeah.
Now it does say that for some actions it has strength equal to the priest's wisdom, so I would allow that, like for bend bars, lift gates, open doors rolls kind of thing. So, but yeah, it wouldn't stretch, and you'd have to do a lot of extra work to get the watery fist right here, and you have someone stronger already.
I have lines of disruption that we can use to fell a few trees.
Could Braxon use a stick of many buttons to try and knock a tree over?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're looking at knocking over trees, you're looking at really knocking over a lot of trees.
Mm-hmm.
Or we just risk it. My one spell that will affect plants won't last nearly long enough, so.
And you already cast it, right? Anti-plant shell?
Well, I also have hold plant, but...
Oh,
that's holding a tree that falls.
It's more like a plant that's attacking.
Yeah.
I wonder if we do have to knock down loads and loads and loads of plants, because if we knock down trees sideways, if a tree falls over, it'll land on that tree rather than us.
Not really. It would just tip it. I mean, it'd use it to. It might lessen it by like a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah, it kind of depends on where the bulk of the tree is in comparison to the fallen tree, because it might just act as a fulcrum and lever to the other side.
Yeah.
Now, the Leoman's tiny hut actually should protect you somewhat, because it is functionally a force field.
It's a minor protection.
Wow, for the people that are in it.
Yeah.
Right, but if you set up the tent in such a way that the Leoman's tiny hut is like in between the tent and most of the trees that you think might fall, that's going to be your best protection that you're already doing.
Yeah.
I mean, if no one can think of anything else, that might just be what you go with. I mean, there's no guarantee things will fall, so.
Yeah, could be that we
Okay.
are just attacked this night.
I was gonna say I'm out of ideas.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
unless we want to spend a really long time with me getting spells back tomorrow.
Well, let me ask this:
And then I could only affect 2 trees.
How many Petons do you have, Lafdul? Because you have some, right?
10.
10. Lankas, give me a engineering check.
Okay. I can prevent some trees with my weird idea.
Yeah, so like if you do that and then have the
I have
Leoman's
9,
tiny hut
apparently.
set up, then
I
that might
can,
that
I
might
could
you might be
potentially-
able to do that in such a way that you give yourself the maximum protection.
I could also fail potentially few trees with lines of disruption that might be on the risky area.
So the problem is that like in terms of like risky area, Finn has indicated before that the trees that have fallen shouldn't have fallen. So like there's no looking at them to see.
I mean risky area in that are closest.
Yeah.
Closest and biggest.
Lines of Disruption has the AoE of 60 feet length and 5 foot wide.
I mean, do you want to try that?
I can if Finn points me the best place to try it.
Well, Finn, it's up to you then. If you think that is a good idea or not.
It's better than any other idea we've had so far.
The spell says that it can easily blast through things like wooden walls and fragile stonework, and even can damage heavy stonework or sturdy iron-bound doors.
Okay. Trees are a
Reminds
little
me-
bit tougher than that, and by a little bit, I mean a lot. But you've got 2?
I have 1.
1. Okay.
Reminds me of the idea of setting off an avalanche to prevent a worse one.
Okay. So I guess I'll put it this way. You have a choice of either trying to tip a tree away from you entirely, or trying to tip a tree in such a way to, like, act as hopefully a barrier across, like, one side of the camp. What do you guys think?
I mean, I'm kind of also of the impression of just honestly do a couple of things and, you know.
Well, and that's the thing is, so like, you've got the Leoman's tiny hut, you've got the Petons and rope, and you've got this tree knocked over. Like, it's 3 things.
Barrier kind of sounds useful.
Ben, do you have an opinion?
Yeah, I think I like the barrier idea.
Okay. So you identify a tree and give me a wisdom check. We'll see if you can get a good angle on this. Okay. All right. So let's see. All right. I'm going to give the tree a saving throw versus crushing blow for thick wood to see if it falls over. Okay. You aim towards the upper side, so like you're going up at an angle with the Lance of Disruption. And we'll say that you guys like hacked at some of the roots near the bottom as well.
Yeah.
And with a crack and a slow fall, actually you'd probably chop the far side too a bit.
Yeah,
it does collapse across one side of the camp, and hopefully that will act as good protection. Okay.
And we also use the ropes and...
Yeah. And then like on especially on the other side, but a couple of the trees on that same side, you set up the ropes and Petons. And then bed down for the night. Let me see if anything happens during the night.
I think it would be best if we put the tent between the barrier and the Leomund's tiny hut.
Yeah, so basically you've set it up so that, like, the problem with that, though, is that that means anything coming in from the sides would thing. So I'm thinking of, like, basically, like, the Leomund's tiny hut is one side, and this tree is another side, and then Peaton's on the other side. You're not too worried about the side facing the water, because there's just not enough trees that way.
And Finn will put up the anti-vermin barrier.
Okay.
Circle of privacy up, because apparently that's still working-ish.
Okay. All right. So,
and did any spellcasters get affected by
Ockar did.
the nightmare?
Ockar did. Yeah, he and Darrakar had the bad dreams previous night.
Okay. But it didn't disrupt your getting spells back, probably.
It disrupted mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll offer you a nap then if you want one.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. Good night.
Okay. You guys bed down for the night. And no one has any true nightmares, but you all have troubled sleep. This will not affect your ability to regain your spells. But if anyone needs a hit point, you will not regain it from rest.
Okay.
In addition, during the night on Braxon and Ockar's shift, there is an earthquake. But what you have set up does protect you from any major harm. Worst is just some, like, the tips of branches scraping at your face. You need to clear some of it to get the tent back into its appropriate place, that kind of thing. But the people inside the Leomund's tiny hut are protected even from that. And then, Lankas, during your shift, at the beginning of your shift, there is a buzzing sound and a swarm of hornets, and you can also see down at the ground level ants and termites and other and centipedes and things like that, all kind of pushing against the anti-vermin barrier. And that goes on for most of your shift. It is extremely disconcerting and annoying, but they do not get through.
Okay. I'm just I try and draw one. See if
I mean, they seem to be fairly normal insects, so you can certainly draw insects if you want.
Yeah, no, I will.
Okay.
I got the drawing skill. I'm just like, my character would be like, okay, well,
gives
they're
you
not
something
going to get through.
Gives you something to focus on other than that, yeah.
Yeah, other than the chittering and the swarming.
Yeah.
I swear we get like a swarm of like really annoying cicadas or something. Just making all kinds of noise rather than instead of attacking us physically, they attack us verbally.
Yeah. You're forgetting
What
rule
about
number
rats?
What was that, Finn?
He's forgetting rule number 1.
Never give the GM ideas.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought this would be something I would have thought of because he's been having problems with cicadas over the years.
Oh, it's not time for cicadas yet. It is frog season, though. Frogs are out there screaming about wanting to have sex right now, but no, it's not the appropriate time for cicadas in this area anyway, and where you guys are. So don't worry. Nobody expects cicada brood 10. So you had other than that, an uneventful night. Disconcerting dreams that you can't really remember, but no true nightmares. But just general, you wake up feeling on edge, uneasy. And Finn, Do you have weather prediction? I know I asked you about this before. Weather prediction proficiency?
No, just the spell.
Okay.
That I'm not even bothering to take.
Yeah. No, I get that. It is darker this morning, and the wind is blowing stronger, so you're pretty sure that a storm is on the horizon.
I took my 4 auras of comfort anyway, so...
Would a survival proficiency help in weather prediction?
No, it would only help in how to defend yourself against
Okay.
a storm when it comes. If it comes.
I can...
Nasty.
How many are there of us?
10 including Beowulf.
I could cover 5 of us with auras of comfort. Well, technically I could do 6, but I'd rather not use one of my second level spells as I'd rather use temporary healing potions. Could you cover the other 5 technically thin? I mean, we wouldn't be affected by the storm effectively.
With what?
Or of comfort, because it stops rain from affecting us, and wow.
I have a slightly better way of doing that, actually.
Does it last as long though?
Mine lasts an hour a level.
I don't know if that works. I mean, yeah, mine was only an hour level as well.
How many days have we been on the forest? I'm just seeing if when I need to refresh the unfailing endurance.
This is the 7th day.
Okay, so there's 2 more days until that.
Yeah.
7th day.
In forest proper, 8th day if you include Ernin, and 9th day if you include Breastball. I think worst case scenario is that it runs out at the end of this day. It's going to still be in effect. Worst case scenario is that it runs out at the end of this day.
I cast it, if I remember correctly, I cast it when we left Brespel, and it was 9 days duration.
All right, then it's running out at the end of this day.
Okay.
That means my good berries run out the day after. Because I thought I had way more time than I had. I've been missing days apparently.
Apparently so.
Because I had it 7. Well, it would have turned down to 6 out of 10 days left, but apparently that's at 1. Just have to use the good berries up then.
Good thing that we calculated I can renew the unfailing endurance today.
Well, you don't need to renew it today. You need to renew it tomorrow.
Yeah, but I rather renew it today and tomorrow have something else for the 4th level spell.
Okay, it's up to you.
Since I'm calculating that we might not get to our destination today.
All right.
All right, so Finn is going to need 3 hours and 20 minutes to memorize spells today.
Okay.
What?
I'm gonna memorize a Cure Light Wound spell to deal with the fact that I couldn't prep it the other day.
Okay.
Oh, you on about Finn? You on about taking weather stasis for the rain thing?
Yep.
Alright. Then I probably will need.
At this point, I'm just keeping an enlarge, reduce, a feather fall, and blur.
Okay.
I will take 4 Goodberry spells. I will see if I can look to replace them in this forest somewhere.
I also have color spray, and improved Phantasmal Force, but will this come into play?
Since I didn't technically use it yesterday, can we say that I used my land hands to get myself to full health because I realized on my sheet that I've been at 46 and at 55 this entire time?
Before night, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Oh, Ord.
Yep.
The holes opened up.
Mm-hmm.
that caused us to have twisted ankles. Was there any hit points associated with that?
No.
Okay.
And there were some cure spells that took care of that.
Yeah, Finn.
Yeah.
sorted us out.
I remember that, but you said it doesn't bring back any hit points,
Right.
and then I like
that was
stuff
just in
happening.
case you were also injured by other things.
Yeah. Stuff was happening. I didn't want to interrupt, but
That's fine.
I was like, if I was also down 4 hit points.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine.
So
I mean, if people need to use the good berries, and tell me, because they're going to run out today. So, well, once today's over.
If
we have 17 left.
If we don't need to use them and we still have some left, we can replace our ration usage for those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should eat
tomorrow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, if they're gonna run out, and some people are down.
They're not running out tonight. They're
I-
running out tomorrow night.
Okay, so you've got today and tomorrow. Okay, all right.
Well,
never mind.
once we
Yep,
once
no,
we
no,
wake
no,
up
that's
and
fine.
start,
That's fine.
yeah,
That's fine.
How many are left?
17.
17. Well, why don't we eat them today and tomorrow?
That sounds fine to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep an eye out for replacements. I've got.
It's under 2 hours for spells for me.
Okay.
So there are 9 of us. So if we all eat a good berry today, right now, that'll be 9 good berries eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah, one person doesn't get a good berry. One person has to use an extra ration. I mean, if we have 2 each, like tonight and tomorrow.
We'll see what's the situation when we camp.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. Am I knocking these off or not? Am I keeping them on my sheet
Yeah,
now?
let's knock them off. Let's knock 'em
So,
off.
so you
I can
need.
go without a good berry today.
So let me get this straight. You need berries for good berries to cast for more good berries.
Yeah, I need to keep an eye out for some berries. If I find some, I can replace them.
Okay, hang on. And Finn needs 3 hours to prepare his spells.
How many days total have we been in here?
Well, you've been in here for 7 days since you were on the shore of the lake. Lafdul needs to get some spells back too, so he can't spend that whole time searching for berries.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say.
While we're traveling.
What I was going to say is, if we have to wait here for 3 hours for things to get spells back, then Braxon can go looking for berries.
Yeah.
And he's not an expert like Finn is, but it doesn't matter. He's got 3 hours to find berries. And how many do you need?
Probably a couple handfuls, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
2d4 per casting, so I'm only memorizing 4, so.
Well, you want extras.
8d4. 8.
So what are you thinking, Braxon? You're thinking of going to look for some berries while people are getting spells back? All right.
Yeah. People have got to prepare for spells unless they need guarding. Braxon could go around and do stuff like this.
Get like 3 dozen.
I mean, protecting the camp is worthwhile.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and also we don't want to be on our own when we are in this area, since this is the more dangerous area.
Okay, well, Braxon will stay near the camp, but he'll look through the bushes that are just outside the camp, looking for anything like berries.
I wasn't.
All right. Do you have any?
Yeah,
do you have
it's
any?
all good.
Do you have any relevant proficiencies that you can check? Otherwise, I'll just roll and die.
No.
Okay.
No, but it's like round things on plants.
I understand. I wanted to find out first if you had any.
Yeah, no, I'm not being snarky.
No.
I'm basically saying if he sees something, he will cut it off the plant and bring it in, and Finn will say, "They're not berries."
Okay. I rolled and
they're acorns.
I rolled and you did not find anything, any berries.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
As we're traveling, I will try to keep a lookout for them.
Okay. Anything anyone else wants to do before setting off?
Yes, Finn is going to cast Weather Stasis.
Okay.
It takes a turn to cast, so.
But
it will cover us for 10 hours.
Well, I was more concerned about if when we're camping, and we get rained on or stormed on.
Well, but weather stasis would prevent that. Okay. Let me see if it actually. I don't think that moves with you.
No? Alright, then I won't cast it.
This is why I wasn't sure if I was taking Goodberry or Aura of Comfort in this case.
Well, it would help when we make camp.
Don't
though.
worry, you won't melt.
Yeah, I mean, like it would help with camping, but
yeah, once we've set up a camp, that was my main concern: is the ability to not get drenched while sleeping. Yeah, we got camps, but it's a storm. Nature's
Well,
working against us.
as long as it's not a hurricane, Leomund's tiny hut will keep a Solas
Oh
comfy.
yeah.
Yeah, see, the problem with casting it when we're camping is if it's already raining, then it keeps it raining.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weather stasis.
Okay, I didn't
It's
know
great
that.
for plants. Like if it's raining, cast it on your fields, and it keeps raining for a while. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything about it moving with you. It looks like it is. I think it is a fixed point.
When you're talking about protection from the rain, do you mean in a hammock?
No, he just means so that you're not getting completely drenched while you're moving.
Oh, right, okay. Braxon doesn't care about that.
Yeah, no, Lafdul was only taking the Auras of Comfort for when we're actually sleeping.
Yeah.
So, I mean, given that, Finn would have known that, and you can revise and take the Auras of Comfort if you want.
Yeah, because I don't.
What level was that? Second
level. I was going to take 5 of them so I can cover half the party.
I'm not taking 5 of them. I have other spells I need for those slots.
No. Well, the casters are the ones that need the most, so...
Well, like I said, unless it's hurricane, Leomund's tiny hut will protect Solas and everyone who is in the hut.
But it won't protect you while you're traveling.
Well, not while you're traveling.
Alright, so I cast it while we're...
I mean, it depends on whether were you looking at this for at night or for traveling. I assumed traveling for the Auras of Comfort, Lafdul.
Well, generally it was more of nighttime sleep interruption,
okay.
But
I made an assumption that was incorrect. Then.
No, that's you make a good point. I mean, it's here and all there if you cast on one person or the other person. I mean, I just didn't. I was trying to reduce the odds.
Make the decision on whether you're taking the spells.
I'm taking good berries.
Okay.
Because they have proven useful so far.
Okay.
I'm taking full good berry spells.
All right.
Do berries grow on trees at all?
Yeah, I mean cherries would work.
So the spell doesn't work on botanical berries because that would include bananas, and bananas do not work for good berries.
I'm not talking about choosing the spell.
I understand. So, but I would say that cherries count.
Right. The reason why I'm saying this is we've been mostly sticking to the middle of the river, and then this thing has come up that maybe we want berries. So perhaps we row slightly closer to the trees, and people can have a look at the trees and say, that's a berry tree, let's go in and harvest some berries. If we pass a berry tree.
Would the rowan berries count?
I don't know what those are really, so I don't know.
They are.
I'd have
really
to look it up. I'd have to look it up.
On a rowan tree.
I mean, if I roll and some trees nearby have some berries, or some plants nearby have some berries, and you got it. I'm not gonna get too into the weeds on specific types of berries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that if we adjust how we row up the river, it could
mostly bushes, some trees.
Yeah, you could try that.
You
could try that.
Was just say if we adjust how we go up the river, which people might not want to do. They might prefer to stay in the middle to avoid branches hitting us. If we adjust how we go up the river, it might increase our chances.
Yeah, like I said, you can try that.
Okay, do people want to try that, or do they want to stay in the middle of the river?
I mean, if there's berries, then we
we
can
have
take a break since good berries are useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they save us having to use.
We can take a chance on it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the thing is, though, if like we could have some people rowing closer to the shore and other people like rowing farther.
I mean,
Nice.
I'm not rowing. I could be looking, just putting more of my attention on the shoreline, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, my thought is just like have the people who are looking be a little bit closer, so not everyone's in danger.
I mean, with the exception of Bjolmolf, you've got a person at least one person in each canoe that is not rowing that can look at the shore more closely.
Okay.
I've
Yeah,
kind of
then we can
assumed
row.
that they've been on watch anyway, but like if they want to specifically say that they're also making sure to keep an eye out for berries, it's fine with me.
Well, Lafdul wasn't on watch in the early part since he was just focusing on fishing.
I mean, yeah. I didn't know how dangerous this place was. Then they caught a giant catfish.
Okay, so
or it caught me.
Do you want to have a boat stay closer to the edge in hopes that you have better, ability to spot such things, or do you want to stay in the middle?
I think it's best for all the boats to stay in the middle.
You had something to say, Lankas?
I was about to say, I don't care either way if we got people who are looking.
I would vote for us to go closer to the shore, close enough that we can see whether there's berries on the trees.
So, I mean,
yeah, I'm leaning in that direction as well.
Being in the middle is still going to be close enough to see. It's just like there might be a modifier to a check.
Yeah. Well, I would be in favor of us being closer to the shore, and if we find berries, then we don't stay close to the shore once we got enough berries for the spell.
Okay, the danger is that the closer to the shore, the greater risk you are from trees falling, branches falling, and animals there.
I understand that.
Okay.
But I think that's too big of a risk.
I understand that. It's me and Solas have voted opposite ways, so let's see what everyone else wants to do.
I mean, at the same time, it can be based on a boat. Braxon, you're willing to go in closer.
Yeah.
Ockar, how does Ingritha feel? And Lafdul, how do you and Loire feel? Since you guys are all in the same boat.
Oh, Lafdul's all for it. I mean, Loire will just
do
whatever Lafdul says, basically.
Ingritha's good for going with it, I believe.
Okay.
I got a locate animal plant spell. If I see any evidence, once I found one type, I can use it to potentially find more.
Okay. All right. So boats 1 and 2 will stay in the middle, and boat 3 will just periodically get closer to one shore or the other to get a view.
Gander.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's to me.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do before pushing off in the canoes?
Braxon will check the boats again, just in case anything's.
All right, carpentry check.
Yeah. Hang on.
We don't exactly carry a spare tar or pitch to.
No, but if we've got to fix something, he can tell people that got a mending spell.
Yeah, I suppose that.
Or you can try something else.
Yeah.
Okay. All of the canoes are. They're in usable condition. You're not seeing any obvious problems. You're not seeing any obvious issues that are going to lead to problems. No pre-leaks or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So you begin to canoe down the river, and you're going even slower now. There's more trees that have fallen into the river that you need to navigate around. Stones. sticking up through the water. Lots more water plants just really dragging at you, and more than just like going through it. It's like they're actually like grabbing at the canoes slightly. Not like an entangle spell kind of thing, but just like greater resistance than you would expect. And your progress is even slower. Let me see if anything happens along the way. All right, so you do not spot any berries as you're traveling, and after a number of hours, the ground begins to quake. Being in the canoes in the water offers some protection because you're not going to be tossed around by the ground itself, but the water starts getting choppy. So I'm going to need strength checks from everyone who is rowing.
Okay.
So that would be
strength checks. Uh-oh.
Yep. Ockar, Finn, Darrakar, Lankas, Braxon, and Gretha.
Yeah. Strength.
And Gretha and Ockar are good.
Oh, hey, I actually passed.
I would have been shocked if you failed that.
I rolled
Yeah.
19.
I would have been shocked if a 5 failed.
I rolled 19.
Yeah. But I only had an 8. That's the thing.
And Braxon, you got a 19?
Yeah.
I rolled 19 and I need 16, so that will be a fail.
Okay.
Yeah, I passed by a wide margin.
Okay. Ockar.
Gretha passed by a real wide margin, too. The same with me.
Ockar, did you succeed? Yes, you did. Okay.
What I would say, and this might not come into things if Braxton's going to fall out the boat or drop his oar or anything, is if we got earthquakes, Braxton would say to get away from the shore until the earthquakes stop.
Okay. So you
Cliff shore
you row into the middle of the river.
Yeah, but I rolled a 19. I needed a 16.
Yep. No, I know. All right. So let's see. Actually, so Finn and Braxon are the two that failed. So you are just like you have a hard time maintaining your position in the boat. You don't get knocked out, but you do like smack yourselves in the face with the oars as you're really trying to keep the boat stable. Since the other rower succeeded, there's no danger of capsizing. But each of you do take 2 points of damage.
Right. Oh, you're not going to make me roll to damage myself.
Sorry, I can shove 2 good berries in this mouth.
And then trees begin to fall, and branches are falling.
This is when somebody on the Twitch stream rolls for Braxton to do a critical hit on himself with the oar.
So you do manage to dodge branches. The trees that fall are not being in the center of the river gives you enough protection from that. But this tremor lasts quite a bit longer than the previous one that you had. And it causes like waves in the water that actually push you farther and faster downriver. And it's almost like you're going through rapids. So I'm going to need a Constitution check from everyone who is rowing.
Okay.
So Ockar, Finn, Darrakar, Lankas, Braxon, and Ingretha, Constitution checks, please. It is getting the -4 bonus.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
I didn't do that.
That's fine.
I succeed no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I was on the number before the bonus.
Yep. I'm good this time.
Okay. And Ingritha? Ah, yes. She was also successful. All right. So you guys are working really hard to keep the canoes upright and not capsized. Water is splashing into the canoes, but not enough to be a big problem. And then the tremors calm down, but the weather is definitely getting worse. The wind has picked up a lot more, and it is beginning to drizzle now.
Yay.
And it, like, despite the canopy basically covering the river, like, you're just getting little glimpses of this darkened sky above you. It's gotten really dark, and despite that, you swear that all of these trees, like, every drop that's coming down, they're moving their leaves so that the drop comes through and hits you.
Oh, that tree, those trees are so nimble if they can do that.
This forest is getting petty now.
Yeah, so Solas also thinks that the thing behind this evil is getting really petty now.
I'm just gonna say it out loud. It just says that you're just getting petty now.
You could also
If it
hear
reacts.
animals in the forest to either side growling, moving about, that kind of thing. It's hard to pinpoint where they are, and you're not seeing them, but they do seem to be tracking you. And you feel yourselves kind of like pushed on, and so you row a bit harder.
Yeah. Braxon will ask the people that aren't rowing to bail out water.
Yeah,
So you're not getting
I'll bail out water.
too much in, like occasionally doing that is all that's really necessary, but depending
just to
on
keep...
how the rain goes, you're okay for now. But it does look
Yeah,
like it's going to
yeah.
get harder.
I figured it would be good to keep on top of it.
Yeah.
It's more like soaking a cloth at the bottom of the canoe than just wringing it out.
Not a bad idea at all, though.
Yeah.
I've got to focus on rowing.
And the storm begins to intensify. There are flashes of lightning in the sky above you.
Oh, this would be the lightning that someone dreamed of.
Finwell suggests that we should get out of the water.
Oh yeah, that's real bad.
Okay.
So you start looking for some place to get your canoes out. No lightning is coming down to the ground just yet, but the rain is definitely picking up, and it is really, really dense. But you do see that there is a clearing on the southern side as you're rounding the bend.
Oh.
And
I don't trust that.
Through the the clearing itself, what you're seeing first is that there's there are trees along the edge of the river, but then just beyond that is a big open clearing, and you can see in that clearing an enormous, gigantic oak that is completely leafless, completely bare, and it has bark as black as pitch.
I think we might have found the source.
Maybe.
Yep.
And who was the one that had a dream like that? Was that Ockar or was that Darrakar?
Was it the one where I got hit, where I got thrown around and hit by lightning?
Yes, it was.
Then yeah, that was me.
Okay, saving throw versus spell, please. Modified by wisdom, but also with a -4.
Okay. That Okay, that cancels out my bonuses then. So this is just a straight d20.
Okay.
This is Scarab protection help.
That is a fail.
Okay. So you go completely rigid.
Oh.
Even with the ring?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's a
this isn't magical paralysis. This is fear paralysis.
What boat is he on?
First one with Finn and Bjomolf.
My dream was about being watched.
I do have remove fear, but I need to check the range on it.
It might be touch base.
It's 10 yards.
Straight up 10 yards?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys can see that Ockar has gone rigid. Like he's causing a drag on the boat now because his oar was in the water, and there's like a little shake. If you ask Ingritha and Braxon to row up a little bit closer, you could get that spell cast.
Yeah, I'll do so. I've got remove fear, and so does Loire.
We'll do that. When we row past the middle boat, Braxton's going to say, when we go to ashore, be careful in case there's sinking sand or something. It's too convenient that this is open.
So
yeah, I don't trust this at all.
It's not just open, but like it is clear, and the ground around the tree you can see does not look healthy.
Yeah.
Would it be safe to presume that this was a grove where the druids were doing the ritual?
It's impossible to tell without looking closer and giving it a better examination than you can give right now.
Lafdul asks Ingritha, is like, can you do the thing that Ockar does? Where he stares at a thing?
Yeah, she'll try detect evil intent.
I mean, once we help Ockar, I mean, he's probably a bit traumatized right now.
Yeah, she would need to either stop rowing or get onto shore first.
Yes, she'll say, yeah, if you want to row.
I can row.
Then she'll hand you the paddle and she'll try it.
I got 15 strength. So.
You might want to have.
I got Loire.
Loire.
Loire's got remove fear as well.
Okay.
Both of us have it.
Okay, so you're going to instruct him to cast it.
Yeah. Wow.
Why don't you
I've got more strength than him when it comes to rowing.
It's
He's
not
got
about
strength of 10. I got 15.
Well, okay, it is actually about strength, but right now.
Why don't you just sort Ockar out and then you can do it?
I don't think Ockar's going to want to stare
Do
at it.
remember that one problem why we couldn't detect if the weapons we found were evil was because the whole forest radiated evil.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it was basically trying to, if you were looking for a thing that glows red from area that glows red.
Quickly, I need decisions because the storm is getting more intense. You see this clearing. Do you want to put your boats ashore? Ockar is in trouble.
Right.
You're talking about. I need decisions on what you're going to do. Let's focus on the back boat first.
Braxon is rowing towards Ockar's boat as fast as he can.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I'm
but
rowing towards
do you
the
want
shore.
Ingritha to do so as well?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So she's not going to detect
we'll,
evil.
Yes, we won't bother about that now. We can do the detect evil later.
We could do that in for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you still casting remove fear on me?
Yeah, I will do.
And who's going to cast
Darrakar
it?
and I will row to the shore to hopefully help get everyone else to the shore.
Cast it.
Okay. All right, so you're casting remove fear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Solas cast fly on himself.
We'll just stop the canoe there and wait before doing anything.
Okay. Once you cast Remove Fear on Ockar, you can see that Darrakar, Lankas, and Solas, their boat is beginning to go towards shore. Do you guys want to follow and like all pull up on shore together?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
we'll
the
get
shore is in
another...
front of the
I will cast fly
giant
on
dead
myself.
oak, right?
I'm sorry, what was that, Lankas?
I said it's shore. We're pulling up on the shore in front of the dead oak, right?
Yes, it's some distance away because it's not like literally right on the shore, but like
towards it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, give me just a second to set up the map position.
Yeah.
Didn't think we'd be getting here today.
Yeah, I thought
Neither
we
did
would
I.
take one more day.
I knew it'd be
But
close,
I'll take
but...
it.
Like
Have you tried talking to the
it's
tree
late
first?
afternoon at this point, by the way.
I don't want to camp so close to that thing.
I think we deal with it today.
Yeah,
since we
we're
are
gonna
here.
have to.
Let's deal with it.
We
I
have to
have a feeling
exorcise the evil
camping this
from
close
it.
to the center will be worse than.
Yeah, we can't afford to
Yeah.
rest here.
Yeah.
No.
Not
No,
before we
there's
deal with it.
There's a monster right there. I have no doubt of it.
Okay, so you quickly pull the canoes to shore. As you're beginning to get out, you can see that there are a pair of there's another pair of trees in this clearing. You didn't notice them right away. They have reddish bark, and they are moving. They are walking
Oh, nice.
towards you.
Evil
Uh,
treants.
Finn, these are definitely treants.
Okay.
You can recognize them instantly that they are treants, but they, through the rain, you can feel the anger and hatred on them as they begin to move towards you. Let me go ahead and bring you to the map.
Darrakar snorts and draws his glaive.
Okay, and let's do the turn order. Let me go ahead and clean it up real fast. Okay.
I did say that while we were before we got to the shore, that Solas was going to fly on himself.
Yes, you have fly cast on yourself already.
Yeah.
We heard you
Was-
26 times.
All right, so that was remove fear that you cast, Lafdul, that you posted.
Yeah, he gets to make another check with +4.
He's not going to need the check. He's gonna that will actually just straight up remove it. Is there a duration on it so that he affects him longer, or is it just the one time?
No, it just removes it.
Okay, because this was more natural fear than magical fear.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, nightmare, yeah. Alright, fair enough.
So you can see this black tree. Like you guys do. I've set it up so that you actually can't see all the way. Let me actually see what that is. So there's like this dimming effect, and the farther away it is, the harder it is to see. I will ping right around here is where the tree is.
Yeah, I can see the tree.
Oh, I can't see the trees for the woods.
But it is dark. It'll
yeah.
become more obvious.
Oh yeah. I need to zoom out a bit.
Yeah.
I can see the that it's that point.
Yeah, I can
trees.
just about to.
Yeah.
Question.
Mhm.
It allows me to cast Remove Fear on 2 additional targets, and knowing that multiple people have been affected, I would have just, I guess, cast it on Beowulf and Finn, because they're together.
That's fine.
All in one boat.
That's fine. So it'll give
So
them
they've
a
got-
+4 bonus in the future.
So their first fear check.
Okay. Okay.
That. Trying to think how long it does last.
It says that for a turn.
Yeah.
So, until
rounds.
you get past where the visible trees are here, you're going to be moving at half your speed. Because of how much dense undergrowth there is, Once you get beyond these trees into the kind of the gross area, you'll be moving at full speed, but you don't know what's really there waiting for you either. But the red-barked trees are definitely moving. You would say moving to protect this great black oak. All right, so everyone can start rolling for initiative, deciding what you want to do.
I have a question.
Yes.
My battle axe, the one that like has the anti-undead flames, does it count as a flaming weapon?
Yes.
Okay. Then I will be getting ready to use that if my character sheet starts bugging out. For some reason, it's doing a thing where if I drag the mouse, it drags the entire info area of the character sheet. I can't even close the sheet.
Huh.
Try right-clicking.
I clicked back in the journal area, and it made the sheet vanish. I'm gonna reload.
Yeah, reload at that point.
Roll20 is a perfect program with no flaws.
So if for the spellcasters, keep in mind that you haven't quite gotten out of the boat yet. So you can cast inside the boat, but things might go badly. The storm is definitely intensifying quickly. So if you want to get out, if you want to cast a spell on solid ground, you will need to spend some time getting out of the boat and positioning yourselves.
I'm just looking at a item.
In that case, I'll be changing my initiative.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to mention something.
Can I move with the fly and cast?
Yeah, since you're flying, you can move at the at that movement rate of 3. Yeah.
I think today is the day to be a lumberjack.
Yeah, Lafdul's tall. He's gonna have to dismount from the boat because he doesn't know what's gonna happen if he stays in boats. Why can't I click? There we go. He's just getting out of the boat. He'll think of something. Luar's got a longbow though. He's gonna get out and draw out his longbow.
Okay. Keep in mind that there is you're going to be any missiles are going to be at a penalty deep into the forest kind of thing, even out into the clearing, because of how much foliage and brush there is.
And I think weather might do something.
Yeah. Things are going to be considered to have cover or concealment.
More than half.
It depends on how far away it is.
All right, I guess he's not that confident in using ability. Maybe he'll go for a longsword and buckler.
I mean, it still might be a good idea. A very low chance that you're taking while protected is better than...
He's got a FAQ 19.
So
he would only hit on a
still
20.
You don't know what the armor class rating is.
Sorry, I crashed. I'm just trying to get back in the game now.
Also, Lafdul, do remember that he can move a bit and fire while basically staying behind everyone and get closer until it's time to switch weapons.
Is that half your movement and one shot?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll do that, I guess, this first round. I need to look at the initiative for bow.
Are you still doing initiative?
Yes.
Speed 8.
Yeah.
I'm slow, so to keep up with all of you, I'm just expecting I'm going to have to move.
Wait, does that roll it right?
I'm just getting in now.
Yeah, it does.
Yep, we'll give you a moment, Braxon.
It's annoying because I just got all my windows lined up.
No, I understand. Upside is that we're close to the end of the session, so...
Yeah. Like the screen was in the wrong place, and I lined us up with the trees and all that. Right, okay.
I've corrected them. Lafdul and Lower. So, Lafdul's getting out.
Come on, click on Braxon.
He's going to try and beach the boats. He's going to pull the boat.
The boats are already good enough in position.
Oh.
You don't need to worry too much about it.
Well, I thought there was a storm, though, mate.
Oh, it is, but like you also have.
You don't have to worry about that then.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying you got a pair of big trees coming towards you. You might want to consider focusing on that.
The trees, though, they move slow, right? Well, you can't cast a spell, so the only thing you can do is get out of the boat.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone has rolled initiative.
Yep.
Okay. Solas. Good lord. 10, and that's the first one. Oh my god.
Solas roll well.
Solas casts blur on himself and flies a bit closer.
Okay. All right.
We don't even know if this thing's hostile. We're just assuming it is.
Oh, the trees are moving in a defensive
trees.
The two treants.
Would we have a chance to have a brief conversation when we were near the boat and we saw the trees first moving?
What kind of conversation?
Basically, Braxon wants to ask Finn, can you turn these trees around or am I going to go burn them?
Yeah, that's fine.
I can hold them at bay.
Okay.
Okay. Lafdul.
Lafdul gets out and he where's the ruler? I can move half, you say?
Yeah.
Basically 6. And that looks like a cliff or something, or a rock face.
Don't worry too much about that. It's more for flavor right now.
Alright, he's just got like cover over there. He's got a weapon out.
Which weapon? A sword?
Yeah. He's got the anti-mag. Well, the one against magical creatures.
Okay.
The one that slows them.
Braxon, your turn.
Sorry. Just moving things around. Braxton's going to get out the boat and he's going to take up a defensive stance. He's going to be quite careful when he walks in case the ground is trapped. So I guess he'll be walking to about there.
So it's half movement. So since what are you like? Are you pulling out a melee weapon?
Yeah, Braxton's going to start the flaming sword flaming.
Okay. All right. So you can move up to half your movement.
Yeah.
If you want, you don't have to. If you don't want to go that far.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far because I'm thinking this thing with the floor fell in, and there might be some of that going on.
Okay. Finn, your turn.
So Finn's getting out of the boat, and he'll come up beside Braxon and basically shout to everyone to stay close and don't advance until I give the signal.
Okay. Lankas.
Okay, so did you say it takes extra movement to get out of the boat?
No, you're just at half movement.
Okay.
Like, especially like you can just run up along the inside and hop out, kind of thing. That's fine.
So full movement for me would allow me to get there.
Okay. And Loire?
I guess that's 30 in shoot, or was it 60 in shoot?
30 in
he's
shoot.
normally got 30 in shoot. Yeah, well, I guess. Yeah.
Normally it would be 60 and shoot.
Right.
Yeah, it's...
Right.
Hang on, I need to check to see if I... Don't know if I gave him magical arrows. I don't think I did. Nope. It's just a regular sheaf arrow.
Okay.
1d20. Isn't no. Ah, it's probably
Yeah,
lost.
that is a miss.
Wide miss.
Okay, and Darrakar.
One arrow is not getting back.
I think Darrakar will also be adopting a defensive stance, moving slowly and carefully over close to where some of the other party members are.
Okay.
And bracing for combat.
Okay. Ockar?
Ockar is going to get out of the boat. Advancing to about like there with his flaming axe ready to chop some wood.
Mm-hmm.
Bamel's going to be over here, and Grisa's going to be in the back line here with her bow ready.
Okay. All right. The treants do move forward protectively, and you see them raise their limb arms up in a ritualistic gesture, and all of a sudden,
Acorn spray.
some of the trees near you begin to move.
Oh.
Time to chop some trees.
I was
Animate
afraid they might
trees.
do something gnarly like that.
So these are not actual treants. They are animated trees, but they are beginning to move. But they won't get to do anything until next round. Okay. The storm has really intensified. The rain is coming down in sheets, and there are frequent flashes of lightning in the sky. And they're definitely striking near the ground. Not immediately near you, but you realize that is a risk now. Lightning strikes from the sky. All right, next round initiative.
It's like it's casting call lightning.
Yeah.
Anyone have any questions on what they can or can't do?
Yeah, I do. I've already rolled those. So you
Right.
might say I'm going to change my roll.
Lafdul's
What's your question?
gonna try and
Hold on. Braxon had a question. What's your question?
Yeah. Would the rain mean it's harder for Braxon to use his sword to set light to a tree?
Trees have some resistance to being set on fire anyway.
Okay.
If it's not going to affect any normal, like if your weapon does an extra X amount of damage to plants, then it's still going to do the extra X amount of damage to the plants. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
You
so
don't know?
I just think all right, I'll just hack at the trees then. I'll get two attacks on the trees. I'll get a D12, I guess.
Yeah, they are large.
Yeah, so I
Wondering.
might as well just hack at them then.
I don't think we have a chance to be really nice with this treant, so go all out.
Yeah, I was wondering something myself. Will my glaive reach that far?
From where you are, yeah.
Okay,
but
good.
note that Loire is closer, so he is more likely to take hits. So there is a reason to move in a little bit closer if you want to try to give the tree another target, kind of thing.
Okay, I can do that.
Or has Finn done the thing he asked us to stay back for yet?
No, he was planning. I think he was planning to do that.
Okay.
What? Why 55? Lafdul on that initiative.
I realized I'm muted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna come to you since you had a question in a second.
He had. Why is that? Lafdul's 6. Lafdul's 7, and Loire was 6. Why has it done that?
Loire is 1 plus 55, and I don't know why.
Loire, I'm looking at his character sheet unless I had a thing in there. It shouldn't be. I just clicked the speed on the longsword and add 5.
All right.
I'll do it again. It should be...
If you added 5, then it has 5
that
already.
might have been why.
All right, then
Yeah,
he
see,
should be. He should be at 6.
6, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why I changed it to.
Okay.
That might be why, because normally I don't do initiative like that.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions before?
No.
Okay.
Lafdul's... Why is this gone up to... It should be 7.
Okay.
Lafdul is casting a spell.
Okay. All right. Everyone has rolled, so let's go ahead and sort that. All right. Lankas, you're up first.
Okay. Well, my action is to cast Enlarge on Darrakar.
Ooh. Okay, you're 3rd level?
Yep.
Okay, so that is going to be an extra 15%. Darrakar is already large, so that's not an issue. In fact, let's go ahead and...
Was it extra 5 or 10% per level?
Oh, that's right.
It's
Is
10%.
It's 10%, so he's 30%.
Yeah, it's 10% per level.
Right, my bad. There you go. Darrakar, you're a little bit
just
larger.
double check. Like when you said 15, I was like, let me double check that. That doesn't sound right.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of something else then. That's fine. All right, so Darrakar, yeah, your normal weapon damage is increased by 30%. Do you know how to do that in Roll20?
Oh. I don't.
Okay. So, like, that would be... Let me see if this works. So this would just be an example.
A GM rolled.
Yeah. So
in the game.
So if you put your damage dice in parentheses times 1.3, that will increase it
by 30%. Okay.
Yeah. And then whatever bonuses you have, put that outside the parentheses. So your weapon damage is increased, but you don't get any increase for strength or anything else. No, I've done other external rolls.
You always roll IRL, so.
Well, yeah, but I wanted to show the thing, so the formula to him. All right. So Darrakar is enlarged, 30% extra damage. All right. Loire.
He was switching to a longsword. He doesn't have time to get his buckler out.
Okay.
He's just gonna have to throw his bow back somewhere.
Well, right now, he can just swap it to the other hand and draw the sword and attack.
Yeah, I guess.
If you've got a free hand, you can always do something like that.
Yeah.
Parry with your bow.
Parry with your face.
That's Braxon.
Keep rolling on the wrong character. Yeah.
I mean, the die still works, so. Alright.
Yeah.
So that is going to be a miss.
Miss.
I mean, being a face tank is a viable strategy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you parry with your face, you've got to pay me royalties.
Alright, Lafdul, your turn.
He wants to try and invest in his apprentice so he doesn't die straight away.
Okay.
So he's casting Battle Veil on him.
All right. That's probably a good idea.
I'm just waiting for Lafdul to get sandwiched
Yeah,
by
probably.
those 2 trees.
But at the end of the day, he's responsible for his apprentice, so...
So go ahead and roll. See what benefit he gets.
Oh, that's actually the defensive one, I think.
That's really good.
Yeah, it is. He gets +4 to his armor class, which might help.
Okay. Solas, your turn.
I'm casting Monster Summoning 2.
Okay.
And let's see.
Not sure how long this fight will last. Can I get a tracker?
D12.
Yeah, I'll get that in a second. What was
9, so, and 1d6 creatures. 6. That's nice. That's troglodytes.
Okay.
1d6 troglodytes. I don't know why there's extra 1d6 after it in the listing.
Let me
that
take
mean that
a quick
there's
look.
2d6?
No, it would not be cumulative. It would replace.
Yeah, since the normal for the second level is 1d6.
That
So
might have been
I'm
something that
wondering
changed
why.
between editions or something.
Yeah.
But I'll double check. Okay. Wait,
that's
no,
only a
but you
plus
rolled a 9 on a d12.
9, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so that's large
Accidentally.
spiders. You got 6 large spiders. Where do you want them?
Yeah. They are going to be attacking these 3.
Okay.
Large being relative term.
Yes.
I mean, they are large for spiders.
Right.
They are not giant spiders.
Okay, and go ahead and give me a 60, 20. I think. Let me double check.
Well, there's two most likely hits.
Yeah, they have 1 each. All right.
I get the feeling poison's not going to be very effective.
No,
Yeah,
but maybe
but they are. They hopefully stop that tree from moving for a while.
maybe they could
And-
put webs. Maybe they could put webs on the tree to slow it down.
They're unfortunately not going to be the webs would not be effective. A treant can easily smash through webs. Okay, so that is going to be armor class. Okay, that is 1 hit.
Oh,
I believe. Let me
Well, that's
actually
better than nothing.
nope, that is 2 hits. Sorry, my bad.
yeah, that's better than nothing.
Oops, I forgot to roll hit points for the trees. That's my bad. Okay, so 2 points of damage. Okay, all right. Next up, Braxon.
Okay. Well, Finn said not to go forward, but he didn't say not to go sideways. So Brax is going to move.
You're
next
close
to
enough to
there.
hit this tree. You're close. You don't have to move if you want to hit
Okay.
this tree that's right in front of you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I couldn't hit it from there. All right. Okay, I'll stay there then.
It's big enough.
Yeah. He's gonna hack at the tree.
Okay.
Is that a hit? Where's my roll?
That is a hit.
Okay. So 1d12. Maybe I'm gonna lop off a branch if I'm lucky. 9 damage.
Okay. All right, and you're using the flaming sword, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So you easily chop into the tree, and you can definitely tell that the sword is more effective than normal.
Oh. That's good.
Ockar, your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to let's see. Oh, I see this one over here that's going after Lafdul, so
Well,
I'm gonna...
remember Finn also did suggest you stay close to him, just FYI.
Oh, in that case,
It's up to you whether you want how you want to move.
Then I'll go over here and I will chop at this tree with my axe, and Bamwolf's gonna go support Lafdul by chewing at this one.
Okay.
So,
and you're using the flaming axe?
Yeah.
Okay. That is functioning as a +3 weapon.
They're undead.
No, they're not. That would be functioning. That would be functioning as a +4 weapon.
It's because they are at plants, and plants don't like fire.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a flame tongue weapon.
So, okay. That goes 6.
That is going to be a hit.
And it's large, right?
Yep.
Well, the damage dice is the same either way, so...
Okay.
And then Bamwolf's biting the other one.
Alright.
His Thaco is 15.
Alright, he is not able to penetrate its bark with his bite.
Okay.
He's going to have splinters in his mouth for days.
Ingritha.
So I guess in this case, his bark isn't worse than his bite.
No. Well, the tree's bark might be better than his bite. Sorry, go ahead.
Ingritha's gonna move over there, and she's gonna fire an arrow at the one that Bamwolf attacked, because it's got the least people on it, and it's still a threat.
Okay.
And she's gonna use one of her +1 arrow. Oh wait, was it +1 or +2? She's gonna use one of her +2 arrows. Ah.
Not with a bowstring snapping, unfortunately. The rain.
That saves the arrow.
Yeah, it does. The rain. It's as she's pulling back, it snaps. The rain has been detrimental to that bowstring. Darrakar.
Okay, so I'll reposition first to here. Okay.
Yeah, don't worry
Looks
about
like
it.
best I can do. All right.
Well, you could be right here. You're attacking this tree.
Yeah, and I'm gonna actually attack to do my best to smash it. All right. Let's see. All right. Okay, so roll to hit. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, so what do we got?
That is a hit.
Okay, and it's large, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, that is 8 points of damage.
Oh, heck yeah.
All right, chop into that tree with the glaive. All right, Finn, your turn.
Finn is casting Anti-Plant Shell.
Okay. Does that move with you?
Invisible mobile barrier.
Yeah, mobile.
That keeps all creatures within the shell protected from attacking plants or vegetable creatures such as shambling mounds or treants.
Okay.
And it lasts for 10 turns.
Okay. Oh, right. Let me, let's see. How long did, you have for 15 rounds for, enlarge, right? It's 5 rounds per level, Lankas? Let me get some, durations on these. Lankas, are you muted?
Yeah, sorry. I was literally just getting up to grab waters, and it wasn't next to my head. It's 5 rounds per level, I think.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, 5 rounds per level.
That's what I was thinking of in terms of the percentage. Okay, so there's that, and then Battle Fate. How long do you have on that, Lafdul?
18 rounds.
Okay.
Remove fear will be on 9 rounds on.
Not too worried about
Ockar.
that right now.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm not using fears.
Okay. So Finn, you cast the anti-plant shell. You can feel it it come up around you, but then there is a sensation of shattering as it fails instantly. The magic in this area is too strong for it.
Damn.
Yeah,
Nice
I
try,
was
though.
worried about that.
Yeah,
Good
it's like
attempt,
I have.
though.
I'm sorry?
I had.
So go ahead. Lafdul?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Someone was speaking and I interrupted them. I'm sorry. I wasn't sure who it was.
No, I just said damn. Nice try.
Yeah. I did
So
say
we'll
that some
turn it.
spells wouldn't work, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the treants begin to come closer. Lafdul, you hear to the side up this way a loud squealing sound as a
Squeal.
pair of enormous porcine creatures come charging through the woods at you.
If it's not one thing, it's another.
Well, I cast a spell, so I don't have my dex, but I do have my cloak of displacement for the first attack.
Okay, so one of them will automatically miss.
The
But
other one has an armor class of 1. Actually, not 1. 3 to get free.
okay. But it does miss. You are able to just
Wait,
avoid it.
Yeah, Carrot. I think my cloak gives me a +2 to my armor class for each additional attack.
It's basically it's a flat armor class bonus of 2 all the time. The first attack misses.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Is it
Then
armor class bonus or is it basically penalty to enemy?
it doesn't matter. It's an armor class bonus. It's the easiest way to calculate it since it's always in effect. Unless they can't see you. Unless they can't see you.
I was just thinking if it's
True
just a
seeing of
bonus,
someone.
it would basically it wouldn't stack with every magical protection.
No, but this is pretty specific because the only things it won't be cumulative with are other visual-based effects like blur. The tree steps forward very slowly and swings a pair of heavy branches at you, Lafdul. You said your armor class was 3?
Well, I'll be 1 with the
1?
cloak of displacement.
Okay. So that
I don't have my dex.
That is going to be 2 hits as it clubs you with 2 powerful, heavy branches. The first one,
Lafdul doesn't like trees anymore.
17 points of damage.
The first one.
The first one.
Lafdul says to the tree, "Leave me alone."
13 points of damage for the second one.
I'm almost down in the first round.
Then the tree is attacking Bjolmolf. What's his armor class?
Oh, let me bring it up. I just had it open.
My hit points are not updating my icon.
His armor class is 5.
Okay, that is 1 hit. 14 points of damage.
Okay.
Then the tree down here it is going to attack Braxon.
Nice.
And that is going to be 2 misses.
Oh, that's good.
And then this tree here is actually going to ignore the spiders. So 6 attacks of opportunity. Solas?
Mm-hmm. Ignoring my spiders. That's rude.
Okay, those are all misses. Oops. Helps I get back onto that. And it is moving towards you, Solas. But it does not reach you.
Mm-hmm.
And... I'm sorry?
As I said, the spiders might be able to fight the things that are fighting Lafdul.
Yeah, the spiders will not have their movement reduced because this is kind of like natural area for them. So they will have full movement if you want to go have them move. But I think that is going to be where we take our...
Second attack, so.
Oh, yep.
Second
All right, second attack. Sorry. Forgot about that.
Yeah, I got a tree. Got trees to chop down.
So Braxon and Ockar and not Darrakar, I don't believe.
Oh.
All right, that is a hit from
Secondary
Braxon.
attack, yeah.
What did I get?
Sacco is 6.
Okay, first 10 points from Braxon. Okay. And Ockar, that 6 you said?
Yeah.
Is that taking into account that the weapon is +3?
Normally my Sacco for this weapon is an 8.
Okay, so yeah, that's a miss. Any other second attacks that I missed? Nope. All right. So I think that is going to be where we take our break. You've gotten to the heart of the dark forest. Does Finn? Do you remember what you need to do? Because I think you had the item.
There's a critical hit.
Who?
Just
Oh.
redeemed.
Turn the miss into a hit. All right, I'll turn that miss into a hit. Iagra used a critical hit.
So, normal damage?
Yeah, normal damage. Okay, 9 points of damage. Okay, you've definitely chopped into that tree quite a lot. That tree is definitely looking worse for wear. But we'll have to see how the rest of the fight goes next week. Let's go ahead and total up some experience points. Anything this fight related, I'm going to save for later. Okay, so... Okay. That is going to be 525 for Braxon, Ockar, Finn, Lafdul, Solas, and Darrakar.
Lafdul, don't forget the 1 XP point that you got at the start of the session.
And Lankas, 775.
Okay.
And 262 for Ingritha and Loire.
Okay, sorry, Ald. I missed the XP that I got.
525.
Thank you.
Right, I don't think anyone's going up a level from that.
Oh.
No, not quite.
Oh,
Okay.
I just went up a level, so you might go up another level after this fight.
Yeah, could be, could be. So we will have to find out how this fight goes next time.
Can I make a little announcement?
Mm-hmm.
So, in May, when I graduate from college and stuff, which should hopefully happen, I am planning on trying to run my own AD&D 2E game taking place on the world of Greyhawk. I posted details about it in the Discord on the AD&D channel if anybody's interested. I'm still planning out the finer details of it, like exactly when, but the plan is going to be on Wednesdays.
Okay, so
I don't think I'm not going to stream it, so for
Right.
those that are worried about streaming, you don't have to worry about that.
yeah, just a private, personal game for fun kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you want to run it on the Discord?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
Yeah, that's fine. I can set up a voice channel for you. So if anyone is interested, just look for the comment that James made on the Discord in the AD&D channel. Respond to that, let him know your interest, and he'll work out the details with you.
Thank you, Ald.
No problem. No problem. So we will find out how this fight goes next time. I want to thank you guys for playing. I want to thank everyone out there for watching. We will be back next week. See you then, everyone.
Thanks for the game.
Thanks for the game.
Thanks for the game. Take care.
Thanks for the game.